Hi everybody, this is Christina. Welcome to Spirit in the City. We're having another installment of Carpool Spirituality, and I'm driving along, going home after a great day at work, and I'm looking forward to cooking dinner. And I just wanted to share some thoughts with you wonderful people out there, because I've been watching a Hops Tarot session. So shout out to Hops, go along and check him out. He's awesome. He's inspired me to talk about the shadow and light side of life, because that's what I've been thinking about mostly the last 48 hours. I just can't get it out of my brain. I keep hold on. Sometimes the driving and talking isn't that easy. So anyway, dark and light, day and night, the shadow side of ourselves that we are ashamed of, that we wish wasn't there, and we kind of suppress it. No, we do. We don't kind of suppress it. We do suppress it. We've spent a lot of our lives just pushing it down, and we do that because that's the socially acceptable thing to do. We're not taught to look at it or express it or understand it. So our whole damn lives, we've just ignored it, pushed it down, suppressed it, pretend it didn't exist, until somebody comes along and pushes all those damn buttons, and you just go fucking crazy. Yes, that's what happens. I'm speaking from experience, which is the best place to speak from. Now, so I'll tell you a quick little story, and I'm sure a lot of people will relate to this. Basically, I was in what I now call a karmic relationship for 3 years, and we pushed each other's buttons. It wasn't one-sided, that's for sure. We were madly in love. I don't think I actually liked him, but I was definitely in love, and it was an addictive kind of love where no matter how bad it gets, you just can't leave. You just become addicted to the drama and the adrenaline and the fighting and the making up, but that's not really the main point of this. I just got a bit carried away. Hey, it's Leo season, and I'm a Leo sun and Mars, so I have to be allowed some excuses for getting carried away at the moment with the dramatics. So apart from the fighting and making up and the addiction to each other and not being able to see the wood for the trees, or whatever the hell that saying is, but you do. I thought I was going crazy. You get crazy. You become this wreck of yourself. Talking about it afterwards with good friends, they just said I didn't recognize you anymore. They didn't recognize me anymore. I wasn't myself. I was an insane version of myself, but in reality what I was, and this is the point I'm coming to with the shadow and light aspects, and what you'll recognize in yourself and relationships you've had, is that there are people, maybe one, possibly even two, but in this case I had one karmic where they just pushed every single button in me and held up a big mirror full of evil, and it just made me see my shadow side. It brought out the crazy in me, it brought out the bitch in me, it brought out the maniac, shrew, crazy woman, and I didn't like who I became. The way I got out of it at the time, and I'm digressing, but let's jump to the end and then come back to the good stuff, shall we? So the relationship ended because after 3 years of torture, and it was torture, I realized that I needed to get out or something really bad was going to happen. And the way I realized that was my higher self one day just whispered to me, literally the words I heard were, Christina, if you don't get out of this, something bad is going to happen. Dramatic, I know, but it was the nudge I needed to do one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do, and leave. As in all these really difficult, painful experiences, they're here to teach us a lesson. They're here to help us grow. And in this case, the mirror that he held up to me was so I could see all my flaws. All his flaws were my flaws. We were so representative of each other. We're not in contact anymore, and sometimes I do wonder what he thinks about it, how what he learnt from that experience as well. And I'm hoping that he sees the lesson in it and also finds forgiveness in his heart for me, because again, it's not one-sided. We were just terrible to each other. So with that mirror being held up and all my shadow aspects coming out, in hindsight, once it's all done and dusted and I've recovered and am back to myself again and feeling amazing, and I've gone through that journey, and so I've learnt to love myself again and get back my esteem and really know who I am. That's what he taught me. I now know who I am, and I also know my boundaries. So this conversation is going around in circles, I know, bear with me, but that's the energy at the moment. Nothing is linear, nothing's black and white, nothing's straightforward. It's all a jumbled mess that we're trying to make sense of. So I learnt not only to love myself, but to place boundaries, to have boundaries and not let people cross them. Because without those boundaries, man, things can get really, really messy. And messy is probably a very nice way of putting it. So what are we learning from all of this? And I like the way driving at night puts the shadows on my face, because it shows the dark and the light, which is really the story behind this whole video, is that we all have darkness and light within us. It's part of who we are. And at the moment, we have a really beautiful opportunity to explore that, to recognize it, accept it, look at it and go, okay, this is me. This is the evil twin Christina side of myself. I'm going to look at her. I'm going to accept her. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to love her. I'm going to forgive her. And bringing all that up out of the darkness into the light, like illuminating it, is a way of integrating it within yourself. And with the integration and the acceptance and the love, it takes the power away from it. It takes its grip on you away, It allows you to see that... Hi everyone, I'm back. I had a phone call and it cut the video off. So here you go. There's a lesson for me. I need to put it on flight mode. Now, what was I saying? We were talking about integrating the darkness and the light within ourselves and accepting it and loving ourselves and being able to move forward and having a beautiful opportunity at the moment to do all of that, to say, look, I forgive myself, I forgive the other person, but more importantly, I've learnt the lesson so that I don't have to repeat it. I can move on now and I don't have to repeat the same old crap. So thank you for listening. If you'd like to make some comments below and to share some of your own stories, I would really love that, because I think it'll help our community to understand that you're not alone. Everybody's going through all this stuff, and in a way it's exciting because the energy is getting so intense, and with the eclipse this weekend, it is just going to bring it all out. Boom, mic drop all over. Like, let's do it. We've got such a golden opportunity at the moment to release so much stuff, and old karmic relationship patterns is definitely one of them, so we can step forward into our new upgraded versions of ourselves and have relationships that are based on love, on real true love and forgiveness and understanding. And we don't need to carry all those old lessons with us into this new era. So people, please join me, like, share, subscribe, all that sort of groovy stuff. Sending you much love. Mwah.